Hey, what is happening, everybody? You are back with TheReal PG for another NBA player prop video for today, Tuesday, February the 14th. Before we get into the video, if I could please ask you guys to smash that like button for the current 9-1 Thrive run and 13-3 Prizepicks run we've been on over the last 5 days now. Before we get into the video, if I could also ask you to join the channel and subscribe if you have not yet done so, as well as hit that bell button for the most up-to-date information on player line movement, player injuries, and anything else in regards to today's slate. Real quickly before the picks, wanted to look at the 3 links in the description section below. First one is going to be to the free Discord. It is basically an extension of the YouTube channel where I will be updating my plays throughout the day, updating my research, dropping tons of information as well as everybody else. Tons of sharp people in here talking NBA, NFL, I guess not NFL anymore, but NBA, NHL, Thrive, Prizepicks, Underdog, you name it. If it's got to do with prop betting, we're talking about it in here. A little over 1,200 members currently. Come check it out on your own time, guys. Tons of good information to be had here. Second link is going to be to the Patreon if you are wanting more than what you're getting for free in the YouTube videos as well as in the Discord. The Patreon is probably for you. There's 2 different tiers, a base tier and an all-access VIP tier. The VIP tier does get access to the Patreon's cheat sheets through props.cash, as well as that other information that I do pay for is indirectly given to you in its top tier. You get to see all of the lineups I put out every single day in top tier. I will dig in and give you information on your lineup. If you need me to look up a player, I will do that. Basically, anything you need in regards to basketball or whatever sport we are currently covering, it will get done if you're a top tier member. Base tier does get my first looks as well as my final plays with a lineup in each, so you will get it to be seeing at least 2 of the lineups I'm playing every day. You will get the info on all of the plays that I am giving out officially at the end of the day in my final picks section. If you're curious about how the Patreon has been doing, you can come in here and check out the testimonial section in regards to in comparison to the big hits, which is just more of like a trophy showcase for everybody. The testimonials is strictly in regards to what is happening inside the Patreon. So come in, check it out, see some of our wins, what people have to say about myself, the Patreon, etc. If you're still unsure, even after looking at all this, and you're not sure if you want to buy the Patreon, well, I've extended my current offer. If you head over to Thrive Fantasy, my partner site, and you sign up with my promo code, capital letters PG, and just deposit $10 minimum. We have dropped it from 20 to 10, and I've extended it from February 19th being the end date, where if you still have not signed up, I am going to give you my Patreon for free until the end of the month. So that buys you an extra 2 weeks now. So if you still have not come over to Thrive and got yourself an account, sign up using promo code capital letters PG, make a $10 minimum deposit. They will match 100% up to $100, but all you need to deposit is $10 for the promo. Patreon usually runs $20 for base tier, $40 for all access VIP. You're going to be getting it for the price of $10. As a try it before you buy it, because it's literally free, because the $10 you'll be able to spend on bets, so you're really paying nothing for it. Last thing you need to do is just make a bet of $1 or more, as $1 is the minimum you can bet all day every day on Thrive. So sign up with the PG promo code, make a $10 or more deposit, and just make a bet of $1 or more. Once you've done those 3 things, come back to the Discord, shoot me a DM letting me know. I will get your email, get you approved and into the Patreon by the following day. Everything is run directly through the Discord, as you're not an official Patreon member, but you will be receiving screenshots directly from the Patreon. So first looks are very basic, unexplained, just lines that I like off the get-go. And then when we get to the final plays, I will drop normally 1 lineup, but yesterday, due to the promo, I dropped a few. And then detail the write-ups on every single play that I am taking. Yesterday was relatively strong, had a couple sells, but there's nothing you're going to be able to do about when people shoot 20%. That is not in my range of predictions. You know, I predict based off of the stats I see, based off of the history, but I cannot tell you how these guys are going to come out looking every single day. That is just impossible. But With that being said, guys, if you have any other questions, definitely come into the Discord and shoot me a DM, and I will happily respond. Generally, very quickly at that. I'm usually very on top of things for people who are supporting me in any way, shape, or form. So, with that being said, let's head into the picks. Like I said, we're on a current 9-1 run on Thrive. It's early right now, prior to noon. It's also a 5-game slate, so this is not a fully populated board yet. As well as the fact that I am just scraping the surface on my first looks, but I do have one play that I'm interested in currently, and that would be Derek White over his 19.5 points. We have a long list of players out today for Boston. We have no Tatum. We have no Brown. Tatum's listed game time decision, but unlikely to play. Tatum will not be playing. We've got a Q tag on Grant Williams as well as Robert Williams. Robert Williams, I think, is probable to play. He is moved to questionable now, so they have just a list of players. Only thing that would make me nervous on this play is the blowout risk. So again, this is just a first look, but Derek White seems viable for 19.5 points. If we dig into the history of what Derek White has done, and this is games with this game here personally had, I believe, Tatum and Brown and Smart playing in that. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart all in this game, and he put up 12. The game prior had no Jason Tatum, but Jaylen Brown was playing. He hit 19 points, which would have hooked him short. You can see even Marcus Smart took 29 points that night. Daniel Tice put up 22. Jaylen Brown put up 22. And White still managed to get 19 up on 6 for 13 shooting. So I do like that prop as an early first look, but nothing official currently on Thrive at this point. Definitely some leans on here, but a lot of the lines that I do like have not been posted yet, so kind of just got to sit back and wait on that. Yeah, there's not anything else that I am in love with on here yet. So let's head over to Prizepicks, where I have a little bit more options at this point early in the day, and see where we are currently at. So these are probably my 2 or 3 current favorite plays. Current favorite play on the board by a long shot, Jrue Holiday over 6 assists. So again, the only thing a little bit of a concern is the blowout risk here, but I think he should be able to hit the 6 assists. The spread is only 8.5 currently. It's not like it's a 14-point spread, 15-point spread. It is only at 8.5, and it does have a relatively decent total at 225. It is the second lowest total of the day, but then again, we're only dealing with 5 games, all ranging between a 221 and 235 total. So this is kind of right in the middle as far as total goes. It is among the higher spreads. We have 2 9-point spreads, a 7-point spread, and 2 3-point spreads today. So the 2 9-point spread games are a little bit of concerning, and I like players from both of those games, unfortunately. But we're going to roll. These are first looks again, nothing final. So we're going to go with this. I do like to lock in my early looks just in case I was on point earlier and I decided to get off these plays for one reason or another and change my mind. I do want to have some equity in these plays still. So let's dig into Jrue Holiday and his assists. They are playing at home tonight. So if we go to Jrue Holiday playing at home and look at his assist, it's not the greatest looking thing in the world right here. So nothing special happening as far as current run of what's going on. If we look at the overall, this looks a little bit better. The Vegas line is skewed highly to the under, which doesn't make much sense to me. And the only reason I could see first off, they have it at 6.5. The line is really 6, so that takes that line probably closer to even. But the reason I think the under would be favored whatsoever is due to blowout risk and Jrue seeing less minutes than normal. But what does have me intrigued is Jrue's past against Boston. If we dig into the last 5, he has hit in 4 of these 5 with assist totals of 7, 8, 3, 8 and 13. So hitting 4 of the last 5 versus Boston. Now he's got Sam Hauser and Derek White likely to be in his face in opposition to Marcus Smart, one of the best defenders in the league. So also Jaylen Brown, another strong defender. So given the matchup being even easier than usual, and I'm curious to see, I'm assuming it's among one of the better matchups today, from what I believe. Yeah. All right, so for the assist, Boston is the top 6 matchup, giving up 9.5 assists per game over the last 7. We only need 7 from Drew today to cash. Drew has hit 7 plus, like I said, in 4 of the last 5. Again, there's blowout risk, but as a first look, I definitely do not mind Drew Holiday over his 6 assists. Second player we're going to be looking at that I do feel very confident about is going to be Paul George and his 3-pointers. Don't have this one pulled up yet, but let's dig into it. Paul George game log versus the Golden State Warriors. So in the last handful of games, we need over 2.5 today. So he hit with 3, hit with 5, hit with 3, hit with 5, missed with 2, hit with 3, hit with 4, hit with 4, hit with 4, hit with 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's hit 9 of the last 10 games on this prop, and he has hit 4 of the 5 of 6 games as a Clipper. So this has some pretty strong history if we dig into what Paul George has been doing recently from home as well. If we dig into his 3-pointers, we're going to see there has been some strong success here, hitting 4 of the last 4, 7 of the last 9, hooking short in the 2 misses. Vegas line is strong. Definitely a solid play for sure today, so I'm going to be going and putting that as my second play today. This one probably will make the final plays today on the Patreon. I do feel pretty good about this one. And we're going to be exploring one more quickly, and that will be Chris Paul over his 1.5 steals. I normally try to stay away from steal lines just because they are very, very random, but let's look at Chris Paul and what he's been doing lately. I have not checked this yet. I have just checked the history. So let's look at what he's been doing. Steals from home, hitting 4 of the last 4. So that's great. So like I said, I haven't checked that out. And then Chris Paul in his matchups versus the Sacramento Kings has hit his steal line in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 6 games. And he has hit in 4 of the last 5, or 4 of his 5 total games in his career as a Phoenix Sun member. So again, strong Vegas line, strong history, strong last 5. I don't see any reason to not be on Chris Paul and his steals today. So let's go back to Prizepicks. Like I said, my favorite of these two would probably be, after re-looking at this Holiday assist from home and the blowout risk, this is makes me a little nervous, but I do feel pretty strong about the Paul George and Chris Paul plays. Again, as the history as well as the recency has been there and has been consistent. So those would probably be the 2 plays that I would roll out early as first looks that I would lock in. I will probably lock in with Holiday too, just based on the matchup and the history, despite what he has been doing lately at home, not looking great. So those are the 3 I've got for you today as first looks, at least. Maybe back with a final looks video later. If not, again, this is why you need to be in the Discord. I am dropping my updated looks throughout the day as I find plays that I think are strong. I will definitely be dropping them. To those in Patreon, you're going to be getting those immediately. You'll be seeing, again, every lineup I put out from start to finish today. Total transparency on everything in the Patreon. No trying to hide from what's actually happening and just showing wins and whatnot. So, if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me on the Discord. I'm very active on there for about 16 to 18 hours a day, as I do this full time. So again, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, best of luck today. Please gamble within your means. And until the next one, guys, peace.